All right, let's dive into something I think you'll find pretty cool. We're talking about Nuxt, a web framework that's all about making development a whole lot more intuitive and honestly, a lot more fun.
You know the feeling, right? If you're a developer, you've definitely been there. You get this amazing idea for an app, you're ready to code, but first, you have to spend hours, maybe even days, just wrestling with config files, setting up servers, and manually importing every single little thing. It can really drain your creative energy.
Yeah, building for the web these days is incredibly powerful, but getting a project off the ground can feel like you're trying to solve a giant, complicated maze. You've got to manually wire up your routing, figure out your server, get your build tools to play nice. It's just so much boilerplate before you even get to write code that matters. And this is exactly where Nuxt steps in. Think of it as your guide with a map and a flashlight, showing you a direct, clear path right through that maze. It's a really elegant solution designed to handle all that complexity for you.
And this quote right here, it just nails the core philosophy. It's not only about the final website being fast and efficient, it's about making the actual process of building it a great experience for you, the developer. And that focus on developer experience, that's absolutely key.
So, what is it exactly? Well, Nuxt is a framework that's built on top of the very popular Vue.js. But it's not just for simple websites. It gives you this whole toolkit to create everything from a marketing page to a massive, production-ready, full-stack web application, all in one cohesive package.
Okay, so how does Nuxt actually pull this off? How does it deliver on this promise of making things simple? Well, the real magic is in its super clever use of automation. It follows smart conventions to make decisions on your behalf, which just eliminates all that repetitive setup work.
And just look at how much heavy lifting Nuxt does for you. I mean, take file-based routing. You just create a file in a specific folder, and boom, you have a new page with a new route. No config file needed. Or check out auto imports. You can just start using your components without even thinking about where they came from. Nuxt even pre-configures super fast build tools like Vite, so you're ready to go from minute one.
This is just a perfect example of what I'm talking about. On the left, that's the old way, manually importing every single component you want to use at the top of every file. And on the right, that's the Nuxt way. You just use it. That's it. Nuxt finds it, it imports it, it makes everything work. It seems like a small thing, but it saves an unbelievable amount of time and mental clutter.
And this is the whole point, isn't it? All this behind-the-scenes automation, it isn't just for show. It's about giving you back your most valuable resource as a creator, your focus. You get to spend your brain power on building cool features, not fighting with configuration.
Now, all this amazing automation builds up to one of Nuxt's most powerful features, something you get right out of the box, server-side rendering, or SSR. And trust me, for modern web apps, this is a total game changer.
The key phrase to focus on here is out of the box. In a lot of other frameworks, if you want to set up SSR, you're looking at building a completely separate server and dealing with a mountain of complex configuration. With Nuxt, it's just the default. It works from the very second you start your project. So why does SSR matter so much? Well, think about it. A lot of modern web apps send a basically empty HTML file to your browser, and then your browser has to run a bunch of JavaScript to fetch data and actually build the page. What do you see as a user? A loading spinner. What does Google see? A blank page. Not great. Server-side rendering completely flips that around. Nuxt builds the full page on the server and then sends that complete content-rich HTML file. The result? Your users see content instantly, and search engines can index your site perfectly, giving your SEO a massive boost.
So you might be wondering, how does Nuxt know how to do all this amazing stuff automatically? The secret is its really logical and predictable folder structure. It's what we call opinionated, which just means it has a designated place for everything. And by following this simple structure, you unlock all of its power.
For instance, you've got the pages directory. Any Vue file you drop in here automatically becomes a route in your app. So pages/about.vue just becomes your /about page. It's really that simple.
It's the same deal with the components folder. You create a component in there, and it's instantly available to use anywhere in your application. No more writing those import statements over and over again.
And this is where it gets really powerful. By creating a file inside the server/API directory, you can create a live server endpoint. Just like that, your front-end project is now a true full-stack application, and you never had to leave your codebase.
So here's the main takeaway on this. The directory structure isn't a restriction, not at all. It's the engine,
By following these simple, common-sense conventions, you're the one who gets to unlock all of Nuxt's incredible automation features.
Okay, let's bring this all home. What's the big picture here? When you put all these pieces together, what does a framework like Nuxt really make possible for you? I think the value is pretty clear. Nuxt just makes development feel more intuitive by getting all the boring, repetitive work out of your way. It hands you powerful features like server-side rendering and full-stack capabilities on a silver platter. And because it's so modern and flexible, you can deploy the final app pretty much anywhere you can imagine.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. When a framework handles all the complex, tedious setup for you and just gets out of your way, it frees you up to actually focus on being creative. It really makes you wonder, with development made this simple, what amazing idea will you finally have the time to build?